I am really passionate about growing local food. I mean, just in Nottingham, over a third of all families are finding it difficult to afford food, and we all know the national picture. The impacts of Brexit, of climate change, of global warming, of Ukraine is putting huge pressures on the global food system. So it's absolutely imperative that we grow as much food as we possibly can in the heart of our communities. It's not actually just about the growing of food, it's about bringing people together. My name is Penny Poyser. I'm a local environmentalist. I'm really interested in local food systems, and we're here at St Paul's on Boundary Road in West Bridgford, Nottingham.
Where we are in the middle of starting a build for our community garden project, which we're tremendously excited about.
And it's called No Boundaries. And the idea is that we're going to be creating a garden space accessible to all, which will also be accessible to people in wheelchairs, because inclusivity is a major part of what the church is about. And the produce that we grow partly will supply the cafe on the corner, but also it will be about local people coming to harvest food.
We started our community cafe about 8 to 10 months ago, something like that. It's been very successful really in terms of bringing church and community together and being a place where different groups can meet. We think there's lots of different routes to improve people's mental health and well-being, but activity and community is part of that. And we long to be bringing two things together here. One is caring for creation, and the other is that sense of caring for community.
When you get your hands in the soil, it stimulates serotonin and dopamine, which increases your sense of well-being. So it's scientifically proven now. You know, gardeners have always known that it's great, particularly because of the pandemic, particularly because of the food crisis, particularly because of mental health issues and isolation. Community growing spaces are ever more important. And we need to see a glorious green necklace in every neighbourhood where people can access growing spaces and be together.
One of the things that obviously we're really hoping that the garden will do is provide some food for the cafe, but not only that, provide a sense of journey where people can get involved in planting food, harvesting food, and then actually serving food, preparing food in the kitchen that they've been part of growing, maybe even from a seed. So it's a sort of a real holistic journey for us.
I got involved because I'm a member of the church here. Tim was asking for able-bodied people with some experience digging holes and an ability to put planters together. So I felt like giving some time back to the community here. The church has been really good to me, and the people in this community have been really good to me. So I thought it was time for me to give some of my time and energy back.
So as a gardener, I have used all sorts of materials to build raised beds. And one of the biggest problems using timber is that unfortunately, it doesn't last forever. You've got to maintain it, you've got to paint it, and eventually it's going to fall to bits and you're going to need to rebuild. So when we had the opportunity here at the No Boundaries Garden to work with British Recycled Plastics, who so generously have provided us with all the kit, with the grids and the raised beds and the fixings, absolutely amazing. It meant that we were able to work with a product that was really sustainable. These aren't going to be going anywhere for a good 20 years. And as we know, the waste stream in the UK is very poorly managed. We don't even have a national waste recycling strategy. So when I heard that British Recycled Plastics actually use UK sourced and UK recycled plastics, it was like a dream come true, to be honest.
So the plastic's great, it's really strong, and the pre-drilled holes actually make life really easy. So we've got all the bolts that slip through the pre-drill elements. The plastic's really strong. It's held really well to us moving it around. It's quite easy to drill, and we've been sort of tipping it and pushing it and with multiple people, and it's holding together really well. So the hope is that once we fill it with the soil, it'll be stuck where it is and it'll stay there for as long as it's needed.
We're thrilled to be using recycled plastic for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is that we are an eco church, we're a Bronze Award eco church, and actually we're looking at sustainability. We're looking at being a church which is urban and yet committed to sustainability, which is kind of why we're here. So actually the use of recycled plastic fits really well with our ethos, because we're trying to encourage our congregation and community to be recycling whatever they can. We now have an actual example right in front of the church which says, look, if you recycle, this is the sort of thing that can happen. The material we've got here for these planters, it's not going to rot. It's going to be here for as long as we need. It's really durable, really strong, really tough. So it's just a fantastic solution.
So we've been really grateful to all the help we've got from multiple sources. We've had lots of community volunteers, we've had help from the church, we've had help from the council, but one of the key areas is the help we've got from British Recycled Plastic. So they provided the actual planters themselves, and they provided the flooring that allow this to be a wheelchair accessible garden. I think without their help, this project just wouldn't have gone off the ground. So we're totally grateful to everybody, and British Recycled Plastics have been a key part of that.
I mean, for the future, what we're hoping to do is to see a real symbol of love actually on the corner of the road. This little corner of land will look absolutely like it is loved, that people will be coming in and out, and they'll be, as I say, caring for creation and caring for each other at the same time.
But also people are going to be welcomed to come and use this as a fresh food bank, because that's essentially what it's going to be. It's going to be a fresh food bank. And we do have homeless provision in West Bridgford for people who are literally living hand to mouth. And we hope that the word will spread to those people so that they're able to come and access nutritious fresh food. So everywhere we live, there are little pockets of land like this. You know, the more that local communities, and I think this is a great demonstration of what can be done when people work together, is, you know, if you see a bit of green space, go for it. Be a guerrilla gardener and claim that space and make it beautiful and productive for the local community.
So as I say, we're just tremendously grateful to British Recycled Plastic for all their help and support. Thank you so much. And do you know what? I better get back on with some work. So see you later.